Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Upbeat Games. So in this episode, I'm going to showcase my daily routine when I play Final Fantasy XIV. So let's get started. So today is Wednesday. Usually game is reset on Tuesday. So I had to work yesterday, so I did not have time to do my like the routine weekly contents. But since actually I have a day off today, let's actually find out what contents at the current end game I usually play weekly. So as you can see, right now I'm actually logging into my Reaper job. Reaper is actually, I would say Reaper is actually my main character, like the main job. Alright, so yeah, usually every Tuesday or Wednesday, after the game is reset, the first thing I'm going to check is how many elegant tombstone of astronomy I can accumulate for this week. So you can see right now I have actually accumulated 1,185 tombstone of astronomy, and for this week, for each week, the cap amount is 450. So that means I can still earn 450 tombstone of astronomy for this week. So tombstone of astronomy is actually one of the most important tombstones in the current state of status in the current state of a game. I can actually exchange these tombstones with different kinds of I believe it's a level 580 gear and the weapon. Right now, the reason why I have accumulated more than 1,000 tombstones of astronomy is because for all 5 of my main jobs, like Reaper, Dragoon, Paladin, Gunbreaker, and Sage, all of them, they actually do not need any more 580 gear. I'm actually trying to gear up my Paladin, Gunbreaker, and Sage with 590 gears. But it's not, it doesn't hurt to get more tombstone, like, just accumulate 450 like the weekly amount. And then the next thing I usually like to find out is actually what contents I can do for this week and today. So as you can see, for right now, I have several daily contents I can do. So I can run a daily expert roulette, I can run a daily leveling, and a daily level 50 to 80 dungeon roulette. So these are the 3 roulettes I usually run a lot, because you can see as for expert roulette, once I ran this roulette, first I can actually accumulate, I can actually gain 40 tombstone of astronomy plus 60 tombstone of aphorism. So tombstone of aphorism is actually, I would say, like, a lesser, not a lesser, but it's the tombstone which I can accumulate. I can exchange for example 570 gears and the other stuff. So again, like this tombstone of aphorism is never capped. Like there is no limited amount each week or each day I can gain. But the more important tombstone is tombstone of astronomy. And besides getting these 2 tombstones, you can see adventure in need tank, and then there is actually 7,200 gil. Gil is actually the unit used for getting money in Final Fantasy XIV. Basically, if I run this expert roulette as a tank, as my Paladin or Gunbreaker, I can actually gain additional 7,200 gil. which is quite decent. So likewise, if I actually run a level 50 to 80 dungeons, so I can actually obtain 120 tombstone of aphorism plus another tombstone of poetics. So tombstone of poetics at this point in game is actually used to exchange other gears, like five. I believe I forgot the item level of the gear. For example, if I want to gear up my other jobs, right now I have so many jobs that I want to gear up. For example, my warrior, my newly unlocked monk. Monk is actually another melee DPS. My bard and my machinist. Those are two physical ranged DPS, and also my black mage, which is actually a caster. So I need to actually accumulate these tombstone of poetics. And by doing the leveling roulette, as you can see, not only I can gain some tombstone, 20 tombstone of astronomy, 100 tombstone of aphorism, I can also easily gain some flame seal. This is actually the free company seal, basically another, you can actually consider all of these as different currency in the game. They just have different usage. So basically, flame seal, like the flame free company, I can actually easily exchange these seal with actually other items. Also, as you can see for the leveling roulette, so if I actually run this roulette as a tank, not only I will actually gain additional 12,000 gil, I will actually gain additional 3,780 flame seal plus cracked Antil cluster and 2 cracked Denjo cluster. So these are 2 clusters, especially for example the cracked Antil cluster, I can easily use this Antil cluster to actually exchange some material. Okay, so what does the material do? So every weapon or like the gears, you can see we have a material there. So basically the material, if I meld those materials onto my weapons or gear, I gain additional stats from my gear. As for melee DPS and for tank, most important stats is actually the second, these stats given by melding the material is considered as the secondary stats. So you can see it says a critical hit plus 36. So critical hit is actually considered as the most important, one of the most important secondary stats for melee DPS and a tank. Alright, so other contents I can run at this point of the game is actually normal raids. So right now there are 4 normal raids. So like the first circle Asphodalos to 4th circle Asphodalos. At this point of the game, the normal raids is actually unlocked. What that means is like this. Before it's unlocked, in the past, weekly each player can actually run these normal raids as many times as they want. But at the end of once they actually beat the boss, there are like several loots, right? They can actually select to acquire. So for each battle, used to be only like players used to only just acquire 1 item per each fight. So since now it's actually unlocked for the first 3, first circle to the 3rd circle, players can actually just farm, just go into these fights and do it again and again, and accumulate some items. What those items do, once they actually beat the boss, is they can easily use those items to exchange for 580, I think another 580 or 70 gear, so to gear up. So as for the 4th circle, not only players that can actually farm the items dropped by 4th circle, every week after players actually beat the 4th circle, they actually get a sword. I'll show you the sword, this one. So Unseen Blade of Asphodalos. So you can see now I have a 7. I have accumulated 7 of them. In the past, like players had to accumulate 7 of these swords, and then with other items they can actually exchange a 590 level weapon. So at this point of the game, the number of swords, like the Unseen Blade, required to actually exchange 590 level gear has been reduced to 4. So as you can see at this point, like I have a 7, so that means I don't really need to exchange any weapon. But again, every week, if the game is a reset at this point, this game is actually reset for this new week. It doesn't hurt to really run these contents, so I can accumulate. I can actually get more items I need to use. I might be able to use in future. All right. Another very interesting content I can run is Alliance Rate. Aglaia is actually the current level 90 Alliance Rate. So for each expansion, there are 3 Alliance Rates. Like like there is one story arc, and then like in this story arc there are 3 Alliance Rate. So Aglaia is actually the first Alliance Rate in level 90 in the current expansion. So I'm going to actually run some contents. So I'll just end this video right now, and then the next video I'll just show you each video I'll show you each small contents I'm going to run, and I'll upload those videos. Okay, stay tuned.